Hi guys, welcome to Jamaican chapter. I am Nigel D. Salmon, and today I'm coming to you from Manchester, the parish of Manchester, and I will be touring a very popular cemetery here in the parish, and that is the Oaklawn Memorial Gardens. It's it's known for having some famous people buried here, and so I couldn't be touring cemeteries without coming to check out Oaklawn Cemetery. So I'm standing here in front the gate. That's the sign there behind me, and then this is the gate. I've just arrived here. I'm not even sure if anyone else is here, but I'll find out as I go along. So come with me as I tour the Oaklawn Memorial Garden here in the parish of Manchester. It's rather quiet up here. It's quiet. Today is a Wednesday, so I would assume you won't be seeing uh, a lot of burials happening because in Jamaica, burials typically take place on the weekends. At a cemetery is different. Could happen pretty much at any time. So I can see while I'm standing here, I see graves down there. And as I turn to my left, I also see graves up there. So before going to the back, since there are graves everywhere, and this is absolutely the chapel, right? The place that you can have the funeral if you don't have it somewhere else. All right, so it looks like it is closed. So where should I start? There are some big names I know that are buried here. I'm gonna start down here. I see a small amount of graves here. They said, I've always heard it on radio, particularly Love 101, where the disc jockey would say in cool, cool Mandeville, and it's so true. Why is it that the parish of Manchester or the town of Mandeville is so cool? That's because it's perked on a hill. It's perked right on a hill. I'm standing here, and even though the sun is out, you have this really nice, cool breeze, and I can look all about here. It's so peaceful up here. But I still will have to take out my umbrella because my phone will overheat. So here we're passing some small graves, and these graves are small. All the graves here are small. Oh my God, this must be the section for children. Like literally all the graves here are small. Let me start here with this one with the little doll on it, teddy bear. Okay, so this is absolutely the section for children. All right, so on this one it says in loving memory of Johann Adonna Holton, sunrise 2020, sunset January 13, 2022. So little, is that Johan or Johari? Is that no? Oh, okay. All right. So this child was born in 2020, died in 2022. And there's a little another child's grave there, but there's nothing on it. Here's another child's grave here again. Uh, yeah, starting with the children. I think that's the best thing because you first have to be a child before you can be a man, right? All right, so let's go up there. So here on the left side, and this is the left when you're entering, there are adult graves. And as I get closer, adult's grave here. But over on this side, I notice these are very small. So these must be urns. All of these here must be urns. Because I'm like, if you cremate somebody, why then bring their ash and bury it in a cemetery and let it look like this? Why didn't you just go ahead and just do it the old fashioned way? So this is too small for a body to put in. So all of these are urns. Urns, urns, urns. Let me read about two of them. It says, this one say Evelyn Holness, 6th June 1937 to 6th February 2017. It says, a happy and loving mother, grandma, auntie, and sister, a true friend to all, awaiting her reward as a faithful servant of Jehovah God. Well, this kind of put into question the beliefs that Christians have, don't? That there's gonna be a trumpet and grave is gonna burst open and body is gonna walk out. How would Evelyn walk out of this? This is just ash here. So little by little, some of the beliefs in Christianity are being challenged by signs. Yes, signs have been challenging them. All right, so here's one. Let me read this one way up here. Here's one say Camille Dawn Marie Chamberlain. June 14, 1970 to May 4, 2022. So this is the hold on, I was gonna say grave, but I remember when I was doing this story on Byron Lee. When I was doing the story on Byron Lee, when I did the story on Byron Lee, the video, someone commented in the comment section and say you don't say burial or interment, you say urnment. If I'm getting it right, urnment. And that's right, because this is not burial, right? So Camille Dawn Marie Chamberlain, her ashes here. And then behind her we have that of Douglas MacArthur Chamberlain, June 28, 1943 to November 8, 1993. So they could be related, okay, because you have Douglas MacArthur Chamberlain and you have Camille Dan Marie Chamberlain. So they could be related. Could be father and daughter. And there's a picture, one with a picture here. Says, in loving memory of a dear daughter, Aldith Rosemary Peter. Sunrise July 26, 1976 to sunset February 11, 2012. She was young. She was young. Here's one with a picture again. Yeah. And it says Altimond G. Henry, August 27, 1944 to March 30, 2017. Gone but not forgotten. So this is where they put the ash of Mr. Henry. So we still have open graves here. I don't know, this look as if someone was buried there and then they remove the body. I think that's what happened. It doesn't look as if it was being built. Because you can look at the side here, you can see that, so somebody probably was buried there and then they removed the body. But I'm just assuming that is the case. Or maybe it is reserved. Or maybe it's reserved. Alright, so this is a grave of, in loving memory of my husband, Harvey Ranford Dyer, May 15, 1933 to February 10, 2018. Sadly missed by wife Murelda, children Anthony, Errol, Lisa, and Patrick, grandchildren, and a host of friends. Here's two regular graves here at Oaklawn Memorial Gardens. And it says, in loving memory of Harold George Pusey, sunrise February 2, 1952, sunset June 24, 2015. Always in our hearts, rest in peace. Alright, so let's keep going on. Let's keep moving. I gotta keep on moving. Okay. This is a grave of a guy called Stephen. Says, cherished memories of a beloved husband, father, grand and great grandfather, Stephen Leon Martin. That's Stephen Leon Martin, March 16, 1917 to June 16, 2004. And this is the grave of James Palmer. November 23, 1922 to February 27, 2008. All right, so the sun is, though it's cool, the sun is out. I have to get my umbrella so my phone doesn't overheat. All right, here's another reserved spot. Somebody reserved that. I'm assuming it, and I believe I'm right that it's reserved. Here's a grave of, says, in loving memory of Beatrice Elaine Francis, devoted wife, mother, and grandmother, born December 24, 1939, died June 2, 1999. Her life, a cherished memory, will remain in the hearts of those who love her forever. So that's Beatrice Elaine Francis. And beside her, not sure if this person's related, but hello, you have new neighbors when you're in a cemetery. There's a picture here of a man. And it says something special. Courtney Call. I'm not sure what the last name is. But anyway, he's called 2P or 2P. He was born April 6, 1956. Died August 7, 2003. That's the grave man of Courtney. If somebody can figure out the last name, that's good. I don't know what that is. Right, I saw these two tall structures, these two white tall structures down here. Could they be, they are monuments, but could they be graves? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Let me get closer. Says in loving memory of Thompson Chen. Okay, could that be the same name up at the person? Thompson Chen. Look, it looks familiar, like the grave I just read. So, Thompson Chen. 1883 until January 27, 1995. So he was over 100 years old. He was about 102 years old. If they get the date of birth correct. And it says, kind and loving in all your ways, honest and just to the end of your days, sadly missed by daughter Sylvia Chen. Finally, they put the Chen. Grandchild, great-grandchildren, and son-in-law Calvin Lynn. So it's Chen. It's Chen. Okay. Here we are at the grave of Lloyd. Say Lloyd Fitz Lloyd Fitzherbert Walters, 1945 to 2000. And here we are at the second tall monument here. You hardly see graves like these days, but it says in loving memory of Gladys Reed, May 1, 1923 to March 26, 1996. And it says, our memories of you will never grow old. They are locked in our hearts in letters of gold, sadly missed by children, grandchildren, and family. Okay. And as I am passing, I look up here and I see this grave, and it seems as if somebody came and they removed their dead one from here. So someone was buried there, and they must have removed the body, or I don't know what the story is behind that. This looks like a recent burial, or maybe no one is buried there yet. I don't think so, because they would have added some concrete. So they're probably waiting on the funeral to happen. And this is the grave of Seymour Day, devoted husband, dad, grandpa. He died in 2003 at age 63. All right, so this is Oaklawn Memorial Gardens. I'm gonna try to find the grave of Mandeville's longest serving mayor. Do you know who I'm talking about? Yes, I'm talking about Cecil Charlton. He is buried here. Where could he be? Where could he be? Well, I'm sure he's somewhere here. So, as I'm going along, I come across this. And you can just tell immediately that you're looking at the grave of a man who was very important. It says, in loving memory of a beloved son and brother, Jeffrey Walter Latmore, Jim. So he was called Jim. May 20, 1971 to August 12, 2010. Sure that Jim was an important man, isn't it? Very important, man. This is the grave of Sylvestine Marjorie Powell, 1934 to 2016, and beside her is her husband. Don't even have to ask. 1931 to 2017. So he born before his wife over there, and he died after her, so he outlived her. And this is the grave of Jennifer White. She was called Jenny, born 1962, died 2016. Jenny. In loving memory of Valerie D. White, 1967 to 2016. Wow, 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 wow. It's relaxing out here. Oh, I love her smile. That's a 1960s smile. Her name is Normaline Davis Johnson, 1946 to 2016. Here we are at the grave of Eunice McLeod. Eunice McLeod, 1937 to 2010. So I am heading to the resting place of, yes, the longest serving mayor of the Manchester Parish Council. Look at this grave. I'll come back to it later. And here, where you have these palm trees, Lovely here, cool and relaxing. Here is the grave of Cecil Charlton. Cecil Charlton. The grave of Cecil Charlton. And on the grave it says, Cecil Charles Charlton, former mayor of Mandeville, Mandeville Superman, and that's what they used to call him, April 6, 1925 to September 12, 2013. Sadly missed by loving wife Veronica, children, grand, great grand, and great great children. Yes, he had a big family. His wife's Veronica here is just his second wife. I did a video on him in which I explored his life. You can check out that video here on Jamaican chapter. I did not get to come here to do his grave. But finally, in my grave touring series, I'm here at Oaklawn Memorial Gardens and finally get to video Cecil Charlton's grave. His mother and father are buried at Mandeville Cemetery. His mother, his father, and his first wife are buried at Mandeville Cemetery. And he's buried here. And you can see there's space. There's space beside his grave, so you know what that is for. That would be for his wife. His current wife, second wife, Veronica, will be buried beside him. So this is the grave, man, of Cecil Charlton. Check out the video that I made on him. This is the back of the cemetery, and around here is so cool, and around here have a lot more beautification, I would say. All right. So this grave is built here. It's beautiful here. It's like a nice little garden, and here we have two elephants at the gate. And as they walk towards the gate here, it's closed with a padlock, so I won't breach it. This is the grave of Carl Winston Davy. I'm sure he was a man with money. Born July 4, 1947, passed away July 2, 2015. And it says, a dearly loved husband, devoted father and grandfather, in our hearts you will always live. Your love, your voice, and your smile are forever imprinted in our hearts. Love you, Dad. Yes, indeed. And beside him, there's some things planted there. Maybe they'll put somebody else there later in the future. The design here at the back of the cemetery is absolutely Nice. Lovely. Look at this one now. And this one says, in loving memory of Vernon Emmanuel Chung. He was born 1928, died 2017, and beside him is another Chung. Says in loving memory of Pearl Veronica Chung, 1927 to 2021. So this could be husband and wife. He was born 1928 and she was born 1927. He died 2017. She died 2021. So this could be husband and wife here together. I like the way how around here is so reserved. I know somebody else is gonna put there, but that person's still breathing. So we only have here for now, in loving memory of Trevor McGregor Michael, April 3, 1940 to April 17, 2016. You can see that he was a man of wealth, money. And you can tell it by the graves. I mean, poor people can't afford graves like these. Absolutely not. Here we have the grave of Egbert Alfonso Simpson. Let me get a little closer to that. It says Egbert Alfonso Simpson passed away the 29th of November 2016. Over there, I assume it's reserved for somebody else. Look at this up here. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, look at that. Another lady of money, of course. It says, in loving memory of Pauline Veronia. Pauline Vernia Hensel. Okay, Pauline Hensel. 1951 to 2021. At the bottom it says, loving mother, grandmother, sister, and friend. Okay, Pauline. Your family loves you, Pauline. Look at this. Just look at this. Artificial lawn right here. It's beautiful. And then you have all those trees there. Lovely family. Lovely family. When you are dead and others can remember you like this, it means that you were loved. And not just that you were loved, but there's money in the family. And this is the grave of, look, it has a gate. It's so nice. This is the family grave of David Nathaniel Hall, May 26, 1928 to July 30, 2022. And they put a drawing of him here in his hat. A drawing of him in his hat. Looking good. Looking good, man. He was almost 100. Oh, it's a nice mango trees here. Nice mango trees. Look at this. Wow. 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 You usually see things like this, and then after like 70 years or 50 years, there's a different new generation. The new generation really don't take care of things the way the first generation closer to the event does. So hopefully when the generation that knows the person here dies out, that the other generation does care, because think about it. Do you know your great-great-great-grandparents? No. They could be buried somewhere near you and you don't even know. In here is lovely. In here is lovely. Before I read the grave, look at that. Look at that. Oh my Lord. This is a lovely family. Family with money, of course. Says, in loving memory of our dear princess, can I pronounce that? Something like do think maybe the last part is Kanja. She was called Punky. Anyway, she died on the 3 of the 11, 2012. It's lovely. It's lovely. I think it's gonna rain. It rained yesterday back in St. Elizabeth, and I'm sure it's gonna rain again. It's going to rain again. Cool Mandeville. Here at the grave of, in loving memory of a dear husband, father, and brother, Melbourne George Christian, 1938 to 2015. Melbourne George Christian. You have another grave beside him here. Maybe waiting on somebody else who wants to be buried there. This is a grave of, says, in loving memory of Janice Dolores Casanova. Casanova. Oh God, I don't know. I don't think these people are gonna be comfortable if their family member hear me messing up her name like this. But there it is. There it is, subscribers. That's her name. She was born in 1952, died in 2020. And this is the grave of Evadne M. Bryce. VAD. She was called VAD. 1953 to 2020. And let me go up here. See this gentleman. This gentleman, such a gentleman, says, in loving memory of Vincent Malcolm Hewitt Venny, engineer, lecturer, extraordinaire, July 27, 1949 to May 9, 2020. Such an intelligent look. So he was an engineer and a lecturer. You can see it in the way he looks, the way he groomed his hair, and the way he smiles. You know, believe it or not, you are a walking advertisement of your mind. Your mindset determines how you advertise yourself to the world. You know, if you carry yourself a certain way, it says how you're thinking of yourself. I looked at his picture and I just know this is that was an intelligent man. I'm not gonna trouble these flowers. So this is another grave, the grave of Corinne McLean, 2020. Yeah, this is the grave of in loving memory of Kenneth George Colburn, affectionately called Temple, husband, father, and grandfather, March 20, 1953 to October 21, 2021. His face looks familiar. His face looks familiar. And it's so recent. So many people know her, who I'm talking about. You know, it's just a few years ago. And this is the grave of Erica Elizabeth Young, 1969 to 2021. Wow. This man was buried last year. Says, in loving memory of John Albert Bailey, affectionately called Lanzi, 1950 to 2023. And beside Lanzi is Mavis Ellis. And Miss Mavis, September 20, 1924 to March 19, 2023. So she this year she would have been 100. But of course she didn't make it to 100. Alright, I see a man in uniform up here. A man in uniform. It's an old uniform, but here's in loving memory of Trevor St. Aubin Mitchell, born February 13, 1949, died August 28, 2022. Is that, what do you think, that's a police uniform or is like a pilot? Maybe it's a pilot because the police don't wear jacket and tie as part of their uniform. So he could have been a pilot. He could have been a pilot. I'll assume it's a pilot. Oh my God, there's so many graves here. That's so filled with pictures. Pictures, pictures, pictures. And this is like the back of the cemetery. It's really relaxing here. It's absolutely relaxing here. Okay. Oh, she looked like she had Down syndrome. This is the grave of Yvonne Faye Edgar. Sunrise 1958 to 2019. People with Down syndrome, the minute you see them, you know it. Yeah, it's something that you can't hide. It's so visible. Absolutely visible. You can't hide it. So don't even try to. And they're not trying to hide it either. It depends on how much of it you have. If a small percentage, then you're able to function just like everybody else. But if you have a strong percentage of it, then Leroy Augustus Robinson, 2020. Oh, look at this lady's picture. That's a picture, but like whatever of it, a print of her picture. She's just standing there in her dress and her dark glasses and her handheld purse. You're looking good, girl. In loving memory of Sharon. No, that's the middle name. In loving memory of Pamela Sharon Swaby. Pam. 1962 to 2018. You go, Pam girl. You rock it. You rock it. You're here at Oaklawn Cemetery. You're not at some brought down cemetery, Pam. So you still can rock it out here. And a lot of handsome looking guys out here. So I'm sure Pam is hanging out with them every evening. This is the grave of Claudette Clark. I saw the light. I saw the light. No, no, that's not the Claudette Clark, okay? That's not the Claudette Clark. So I don't want you to start singing, God is a mountain with a dark cloud hanging on top. No, that's not. That's not the Claudette Clark. Okay, this one is different. She was born in 1958, died in 2017. I like what I see out here. I like what I see. And the fact that I come out here, I thought that, I would come in here and people would ask me what do you want over here, but no. I'm allowed to just record. People seeing me recording graves after graves, and they're not saying anything. In loving memory of Paul Alwyn Topper. You can obviously see he's a Rasta man, almost look like Haile Selassie. He was born 1957, died 2017. Born Topper. Mr. Noel Gordon, I see you from afar, sir. I left my umbrella so far. I left my umbrella all the way down there because the cloud will soon cover up the sky. So this is the grave of Noel Gordon, 1942 to 1917. I'm sure he was at an important event. Look at the way he's dressed. Mr. Gordon. One of these days, I'm gonna try to find the grave of one of my friends. My best friend. His name was Jason Watson. Jason Watson was my best friend. He died aged 32. One of these days, I'm gonna make even a small little video. Hold on. Mr. Reed, are you videoing me? I'm the one here videoing you. I have a right to video you back. You don't have the right to video me back. I'm here to video you. You try to stop me. I'm videoing you. I am lying here all day. And you come here try to video me? I'm gonna video you back. Yeah, but you're gonna video me back. But where are you gonna put it? On TikTok. Okay, sir. Okay. So I just want to tell my subscribers that you were born in 1928 and you died in 1921. And I just want to get away from here. Okay, all right, fine. You should be glad I'm putting you on YouTube. Okay, whatever you want to say, I'll just leave you alone. And here I'm at the grave of Gladstone Rodney. There's a picture of him there, and beside him is another Rodney. This is the grave of Linda Rodney. So they may be husband and wife. I think so, because they are buried so close to each other, and both are Rodneys. So yeah, husband and wife. And wow, this is so nice, but I'm still gonna stand on it just to see this honorable lady here, Susan Russell, 1938 to 2021. Okay, madam. Sleep in peace, ma'am. Okay, this is the grave of a husband and wife. You can obviously see it from afar. See Ivy Constantine Corey, 1932 to 2021, died age 88. And husband over here, Leslie Benjamin Corey, 1929 to 2022, and he died age 93. So he was born before his wife, born 3 years before his wife, and he died something like a year after. 93 is absolutely a ripe old age. I mean, if you reach age 92, I kind of don't see why you would want to not die. I'm not saying that you should die, but I mean, at that age, I would no longer be afraid of dying, Hello. Gladys May Dunkley. Answer: 1921 to 2022. She was almost 100 years old. She almost made it to 100. But then you just read her grave, where she almost made it to 100, and then you come to the grave of someone young. This is the grave of Alvin Edmond, July 13, 1950 to June 1, 2022. Yeah, he was not that young. He was about 71 years old. So the picture that they're using, I don't think that's the picture of somebody who is in their 70s. Look at the rain. Oh my God, the rain is building up like crazy above me. Look. Dark clouds rise and billows rolls. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. La 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 la. It's gonna rain. Dum da dum da dum. And you know what you notice? All the graves are tiled up. There are others that are not yet fixed up, I understand, but the ones that are fixed up, they are all tiled up. Okay, here we are at the grave of a lady in loving memory of Muriel Clementina Anglin. February 7, 1941 to March 26, 2021. And here we are at the grave of Angela Allen, affectionately called Dimbo. Look at that smile. Angela is just smiling like crazy. Oh, Angela, you're just smiling like crazy. 1962 to 2021. Let's take another look at Angela. I don't know, but Angela is just... I don't know. I wonder what joke she was smiling at. What joke was she smiling at? This is the grave of Kenneth Vivian Anglin, 1938 to 2021. He's wearing a hat. At that age, he's wearing a hat. Could he have been that kind of hat, like a graduation hat. Might have been a teacher, a professor. Oh yes, look at the bottom. It says sunrise October 1, 1938, sunset January 31, 2021. Then it says teacher, preacher, leader, absent from the body, present with the Lord. So I know he was a teacher. You know, you could just see it. You know, like a professor or something. I know. Okay. This is the grave of Curtis Morgan. I know that look. I know somebody with that kind of smile. 1925 to 2021. 1925. So many people were around. Marcus Garvey was around. Marcus Garvey, yeah. Bustamante was around. Yeah. So many people were around at that time. This is the grave of Phyllis Cynthia Harton Robinson. 1927 to 2021. This is the grave of Lloyd George Daly, 1943 to 2021. 1943. Can you believe we're in 2024? Is not yet 2043. And just imagine a child born in that's gonna be born in 2043. And just like this man buried here, when he died, let's say he died in a child born in 2043, and then that child dies, say 2121. Imagine that. I mean, by that time, I wouldn't be around. I know that. And that was the same thing with some of these people who were born in the early 1920s. Every adults who were around when they were born are all gone. Okay, this is the grave of Jasmine Pearl Webb. Okay, Miss Webb, 1943 to 2021. And you're beside this lady here. And her name is Evangelist Tomlinson. When they put evangelist on your grave, it means that you were very active in a church that have evangelists. I love this cemetery. I love it. The pictures, I love graves with pictures. Sandra Angela Smith, 1961 to 2019. A lot of the older women, I notice I see them in their church hats in the videos, in the pictures. Winfred Benjamin, 1923 to 1919. This woman looks familiar. This woman looks familiar. Or maybe just the way she looks, I don't know. In loving memory of Enid Parson, 1920 to 2017. Enid Parson. Alright, I'm gonna do 3 more graves. Okay, this is the grave of, it says in loving memory of Joyce Lenora Coley. Oh yeah, she was a church woman. You can see it on her face. Sunrise the 15th of the 10th, 1932 to sunset the 28th of the 8th, 2022. Let me go over. I'm just gonna go right over to the back here. Okay, let me read one without a picture. It says, in loving memory of George Anthony Dunn, 1968 to 2018. Here we are at the grave of this is the grave of Chris Evadne White, Sister Mel, to 1941 to 2018. Alright, I kind of feel like doing another one. And that cricket, those crickets are making up so much noise. It's almost as if it's not night. Keep it down over there, mother. Wrinkle. Oh, okay. Here's a young guy. This is the grave of a young guy. Says, in loving memory of a dear husband, son, and brother, person, that's Peason. Is that P? I don't know. I can never make out the way they have these writings. I think it's person Anthony Booth, 1976 to March 4, 2022. So he was young. He was in his 40s. And there is a girl over here, a face of a woman. Okay. She looks young. Ashley Var, 1982 to 2022. Oh, she's in my age group. I see this monument, and the name on it sounds a little familiar. It says, in loving memory of Alan George St. Clever Combs, Father Combs. I don't know, but that name sounds familiar, Father Combs. August 16, 1901 to July 15, 1969. And below it, it says trade unionist, parliamentarian, minister of government, patriot, remembered by Sylvia C. Lynn, relatives and friends. Alan George Combs was first buried at Maypen Cemetery, and his grave was in a bad condition. So the decision was made by the Lynn family to exhume his body and have him reburied here at Oaklawn Memorial Gardens, where, as you can see, his grave is in a much honorable condition. So this is the grave of Father Combs. And behind it we have this big monument. You'd almost think it's a bar or a restaurant or something, but you're in a cemetery, so you won't think that. And inside of it we see 3 graves. The one at the front here, it says Pauline Patricia Powell, born August 1933, departed February 16, 2005. And behind her are also some Powells. I don't see how I can get to them, but below, right back there, it says Cecil Alfred Powell, 1914 to 1985. And there's somebody else, say Helen Rebecca Powell, 1917 to 2005. So this is the resting place of the Powells. Alright, that truck was making up some noise. And here we have another grave that is all fenced around. Oh, there are 3 graves in here. This belongs to the Browns. This belongs to the Browns. Since the gate is open, let me just go right in. You can see right here, the gate is open. So I'm just gonna go. I love it. Look at the lawn grass. It's well kept. Hello, can I come in? Yes, you may. And the middle one is George Arthur Brown, 1922 to 1993. And the other one is Leela Gill Brown. So they're husband and wives. These two right here. She's from 1937 to 1994. Husband and wife. And there's another brown up there. I'm gonna just leave that one because I'm getting out of this place. And this is the grave of, says, in cherished and loving memory of Robert Mendez, 1974 to 2014. Okay, that's Robert there. Say husband, father, son, brother, uncle, nephew. Okay, Robert. He died young, Robert. This is the grave of Davian Singh. Says in loving memory of Davian Omar Singh, sunrise October 14, 1981 to sunset July 4, 2009. And they have pictures here of him throughout his life. A picture of him was a little boy, a picture of him, and then another, the one at the top left, an older picture of him. So pictures of him as he aged.